Every morning, you need to mind hack and murder hack your brand.
Exponential growth is exponential.
Look at your calendar and burn it. What is your personal winning resume?
The number one thing that they don't teach in school is to make money. Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneur.
Produce.
I am literally a god.
Spartans!
Business
Money Hacks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Business Money Hacks. I'm Bridge Stewart.
And I'm Dustin Taylor Hahn, and we have made it. This is the 50th episode of Business Money Hacks.
Yeah, it's a very big day when you hit 50. That's what they say. 50 is a huge number. Mm-hmm. Congratulations to us for sticking to something and really committing.
They said we couldn't do it.
I think we've earned it at this point.
We're just keeping this going, and we have a special announcement because it's episode 50.
We do. Our special announcement is that we're angry. We're angry at the listeners.
We're furious. Frankly, I'm livid at this point because the audience is not big enough. We're not doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate that you guys listen to us, but we're also furious at you because we don't have many people listening. And you guys really should have sort of, kind of picked up the slack on that, sort of spread the word. I mean, we are on the 50th episode. Yeah. It's a little, I would dare say pathetic, the levels of listeners that we have. And
that's not on us. That's rule number one. This isn't our fault.
This is on you guys. And, to be honest, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm just going to kind of throw that out there. You should really take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and be ashamed of what you see, because look at us. We're at 50. We're at 50.
We're 50.
I woke up this morning and I said, oh my God, I'm 50. We're at 50. What have we done? What have we done?
As a child, my father would scream at us, I'm 50. This house, this woman.
This is not my house. These are not my kids. And then he walked out.
So that's sort of how Bridge and I feel right now.
I'm pretty ashamed of my children.
Congratulations, Bridge. Congratulations, me.
We did it. That sort of segues into the idea of this new episode, getting to 50. Yeah. And honestly, it takes perfection. And Dustin, you were saying this the other day. You kept saying, I just want to be perfect. I just want to be perfect.
Yeah, I want to be perfect. I want to be real. I want to be perfect. And that's partly why I've been doing so much facial reconstruction. I've been putting a lot of creams on myself. I mean, there's a lot of creams out there. You go to a pharmacy, rather, and there's 2 aisles of just cream, straight cream. So there's a lot of cream on my face, and I don't quite know how they mix and match, but I've been just kind of dumping it because I would like to come out of my closet. Well, I would like to come out of my closet. Well, no, I'd like to come out perfect. Out of the closet.
Yeah. You've been in the, just to the listeners out there, Justin has been in a closet for the last week and a half. He will not leave. We had a party at my place, and a couple of people mentioned to Dustin, "Why is your face just ghastly white?" It seems like there's some sort of cream on your face, and you screamed, "There's not enough cream on my face," and left the party. And proceeded to go into the closet and have yet to leave.
Yeah, so I've been in here for about a week and a half, and Bridge has been very good to me. He's been feeding me with a straw, handing me creams through the slot.
Yeah, you keep demanding those creams. I occasionally will just hear from the closet, more cream. And that's when I know, bring the cream to the closet.
I say, more cream, and you say, well, which one? And I say, it doesn't matter.
You just need more cream is the crux of it. More cream than food, apparently.
Yeah.
Or water.
I've been losing a lot of water weight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been what's happening.
Putting on cream weight, though. A lot of cream weight.
Oh, yeah. I've been caking it on.
Yeah.
Bridge, you've been working on your new diets. I know that's a whole...
Yeah.
How have you been perfecting yourself recently?
Mostly diet. Pure salmon at the moment. I mean, I've gone through a bunch of different shellfish phases, as you know. Most of them haven't worked, but I'm just on the salmon, nothing else. Just salmon all day. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling close to perfect. Not quite there, but I mean, that's sort of the goal, right?
You've been eating a lot of salmon.
Yeah. I've been boiling it. Boiled salmon.
Put it back in the water.
Put it back in. Yeah, take it out and put it right back in is what I say.
I mean, you've been working on that big pond in your backyard. You have a pond that you've been heating up.
Yeah,
so that's...
it's like a big pot, just a hot pot of salmon. And boy, do I feel great. I mean,
put on that scuba gear and dive right in.
Yep, it gets hot.
Start a feast.
I just jump right in, scuba gear and all, and start eating. I think that brings us, that's a great segue to our guest today. She is an entrepreneur. She has done incredible things in the professional sector. Blitney Bolford, thank you for coming on to our show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here, I suppose, for your 50th. Congrats. It's pretty big.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's, I feel almost complete.
Oh, the almost is key. It is key. And, hearing you talk about perfectionism, it comes into play because my whole life, that's kind of what's been pushing me is almost being perfect. And it's just that almost, you're like, how do I get that to go away? Perfectionism, it's a great goal. It's a great, great goal. So kudos to you guys, truly.
I mean, there's a big hole that we all got to fill.
And whatever you can, whatever you can shove up there, hold on to it. Latch on to it.
Yeah, whether it's salmon or cream, it all fills the hole. So Blitney,
it's Blitney.
Blitney. What
yeah.
kind of a Blitney? Okay.
It's a German name.
It's German.
Blitney.
Yeah.
Are you German?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Because you look German. You have, the blonde hair, blue eye thing going on.
No.
So, Blitney, can you give us a little bit of a rundown on your very successful business that we've all heard so much about?
Yeah, I'm the CEO and creator of Blood Love. It is a dating app. Pretty much, I just found myself in college, struggling on the dating scene, and there's so many apps, so many websites. It's just like another day, another app, and I mean, you guys know better than anybody probably, but
oh yeah,
and dating apps often, just they don't work well, and I was struggling to find people that I could relate to, and it occurred to me that there's got to be a better way to perfectly match with somebody. There's that perfectionism again, right?
Yeah, sure.
It is my duty, I feel like now, to help people of our generation, really meet people through these apps, because that's what's happening these days. You're not getting asked out in bars, you're not getting asked out on the street, you're not getting asked out in a taxi cab like I used to be. And so Well,
a taxi cab is the perfect place to ask women out. I used to work in Manhattan, and I would see a woman on the street, she would hail a taxi, and I would rush right in there and get in there and so that was the perfect thing. You'd frighten her a little bit, kind of throw her off, and she has to say yes.
I mean, it worked. It was magic. I mean, it happened to me all the time. And then you're along for their ride, quite literally, and you end up, who knows where. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
But they don't do that anymore, and now it's all apps, you're saying.
No,
yeah.
Me Too, I think, kind of ruined that, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I'll just say that it led me to think scientifically, honestly. I was a biology major. Chem minor.
Love it. Are you single? I love that.
No, I'm actually married. I have found my soulmate. Yeah.
Through this app?
No. We met. We met beforehand.
You were married and then you created this app.
That's right. I had success, but I didn't think other people had. And then you always wonder too if you are a match, and you're like, how can I find out if we're meant to be? And during the prenup phase, I wanted to know a little bit more about him. DNA wise and biologically speaking. And so we kind of started doing these tests and, blood work and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, this is really interesting. I wonder if there's something here to figure out if this is what makes us perfect. You can learn diseases, family history. Your blood tells a story. I mean, you can figure out your preferences for diets. Salmon, that might be in your blood type there, Bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find out anything you want through your blood. And so, I realized that, and I was like, this is my ticket.
So how does it work? You send your blood through this app, and then you have a huge database?
Massive database. Yeah. It's stored. We just moved warehouses. We used to be in New York, and I'm actually not even sure where we moved to recently. But we've got a big database.
You don't know where you are now?
Not exactly. We got bought out. I don't know if you saw a couple months ago, which was really exciting for me.
So all that blood is just somewhere. just sort of floating around in a vault somewhere, all that blood.
Well, who bought you out? 'Cause
all I have is really an address. It is a P.O. box.
Oh, it is a P.O. box.
Okay.
It's kind of cool to think about, I think. I think it's pretty neat to know that I've collected all these samples of people's blood and it's just swirling around somewhere in the ether.
Or online. All that information kind of just put into a huge database, maybe shared. Yeah, it's great.
You know, we just hit, celebrating milestones, we just actually hit our 5 millionth member.
Wow.
So it might not be even in America for all we know.
Yeah, there have been some emails back and forth, I think in French, in German.
The Germans like it.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, that's crazy. I'm interested to maybe do some more research on that part as well. But you know, when you see the number, you don't really care who's buying it.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. Honestly,
Yeah.
You don't need to ask questions.
If I had to count the number of times some company from China tried to contact me and say, "Do you have blood? Do you have access to a bunch of people's blood? We need your blood. Give us your blood." I mean, it's too many to count. These foreign countries, they just want blood. They need it.
There is maybe a benefit to that.
Mixing blood.
Just blood everywhere. A utopia where everybody's blood is just everywhere. That I think is a beautiful sight. Just blood.
I haven't expanded outside of America quite yet. That is the next step.
Well, you said you sold the company, so how would you be able to expand?
Oh, I'm still running it. I'm still on board. But they respect everything that I ask, you know. And then what's really nice is I'm actually wanting to have a baby at some point. So I was like, I want to become a little more hands off. And they were thrilled. They were like, hands off all you want. It's cool. I feel like I'm driving a bit of a Tesla right now. I'm in the driver's seat, but, you know, the wheel is doing its own thing.
We'll take the blood from here. We'll take all this blood and do what we do with it.
I trust that whoever's behind that P.O. box is really doing me justice and making me proud. And our numbers are still growing and the cash is still fantastic.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you sold your blood company to some sort of shadowy underworld figure who's using the blood for whatever reason. But I have always believed that connecting with somebody, connecting with other people, so much is based on blood. It's who you are, it's who your ancestors are, it's the lines, the genetics, the purity of blood. I think that's so important, and I have always subscribed to that belief that there is purity in blood, and that, you know, sometimes there's impurity in blood, and it's important to make sure that you continue the purity of your bloodline, and to make sure that there's no impurities, and to maybe get rid of the impurities.
Exactly. And Bridge, you know, I did a lot of research before I started, and I found a lot of people out there that are just like you, that have that same fear of ruining their bloodlines. I mean, because think, like, your ancestors worked really hard, I'm sure, to maintain it, and if you want to continue that, I get it. So if we're going to create a baby together, I want that blood and that baby to be perfect. I want it to be perfect.
Okay. I feel like I've heard this type of conversation before. I can't quite clock it, but I feel it sounds very familiar, this genetic purity bloodline conversation.
Maybe,
and,
I'm trying to think, maybe Fauci or Dr. Phil brought it up. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't know. It just sounds sort of familiar.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
This idea was all my own, honestly. I don't know if you're accusing me of stealing.
No,
I mean, we're just talking about perfection here, right? I mean, that's the whole theme of this episode, and it's just like, you want to be perfect, you want your kids to be perfect, you want to get rid of all the unperfect blood.
Here, Dustin, this might help. There's a lot of mutations in our world, right? If you go to any adoption agency in the world, one of the biggest things people don't want are redheads. And that is actually a physical mutation in your DNA, in your blood. It's not right. And, you know, they're not a huge portion of the world, so it's okay.
Yeah, I guess that's okay then, if you're not into, like,
disabilities people don't want to deal with.
But that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah, it's a good thing to want to be pure, right? The purity is a beautiful thing, and I think.
Well, let's switch topics here, because I just want to parse it out. Maybe I just need a little bit. So I do want to ask you about how the actual dating app works, because I have been trying to find
Oh,
the
yeah.
right.
Very single. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I tried the Tinder, I tried the Bumble, I've tried all kinds of things.
Yeah, you've been on a lot of those apps, haven't you?
I have. It just seems like very distant. You have to talk to them on the chat before you actually meet them, and that's something that I don't like doing. I like to get into the taxi cab and, just start grabbing.
Yeah, you haven't... start grabbing.
My thing.
Yeah, old grabby hands.
Yeah.
That's what the nickname for you. You've been on a lot of dates on the online apps, Dustin. Yeah.
Not
You
blood
guys
love.
not get the I told my assistant to mail you guys the package so you guys can try it out. Did you not receive it?
I received it. I'm living the lone life right now. I'm sort of just staying away from everybody. I'm kind of just hanging out in my room.
Sure, but Bridge,
Sorta
your
just
talk
sitting.
about purity, I do feel like you're the perfect candidate for.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I think so too. I think the purity flows within me. But I don't know. I'm sort of living the cold, lonely life right now, and I'm sort of enjoying it. Just being cold. In cold rooms specifically, very air conditioned, alone with my thoughts, eating salmon. That's sort of my thing right now. But Dustin is really,
I would love to try blood love. It sounds great. So let me ask you this. Can you match me with somebody who looks and sounds like my mother did?
Oh, we get that request a lot, honestly.
Really?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're still searching for her.
Oh, what happened?
Can we go maybe one episode where we don't talk about the disappearance of your mother? Like,
Yeah.
it's just, we've heard it, Dustin, all right? We've heard it.
Oh, well, I apologize.
Oh, I mean, hey, I asked the question. If your listeners have heard it, I understand. But
I've gone out with a lot of different women. I've gone out with a woman about a month ago. She was really into fish. And I think that would be, Bridge, you might be.
That sounds great. If I wasn't... Yeah, somebody into fish, count me in.
She took me to a fish market.
Wow.
No, it's a lot of eating.
That's
Yeah, she took me to a fish
pretty
market.
strange.
She ate a lot of fish down there.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. She was really into fish. You've had some pretty interesting dates. You had the fish woman.
Another woman, she worked for a lighting company. She would set up fireworks, like 4th of July. She would do like the 4th of July, the parades. She'd be the one setting all that stuff up. And she was a really nice girl.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out because she didn't have any hands.
I think, listen, Dustin, especially now that we've become friends, I can absolutely oversee your sample and you can give extra blood if you want. Usually, so in the package you get the little finger prick. The prick gives you maybe 5 matches. If you want more options, we give you a full needle and the tourniquet, so you can really give us several vials. Per vial we can get like 30 to 40 matches, based on things that you ask. So one vial you could say, I want people that have hands, and so we run that through and we make sure every match will have hands. The next one, you want her to look like your mother. Super simple, and we run that through. And then we have a lot of people now, we've expanded to where you can actually keep some of the vials yourself, and you can exchange them with other people who maybe are in the program as well. Because sometimes you're in the grocery store and you're like, oh my God, this could be the love of my life. How do I know?
How do you get her blood? Yeah.
Exactly. So you just, you ask. You say, hey, I'm a part of Blood Love. Can I get your blood? And they might not be a part of Blood Love yet. So it's a great way to add more people to the program.
Give me your blood. Give me your blood. I'm part of Blood Love. Getting approached at a grocery store and told that is sort of the modern day romance right now. Give me your blood. I need your blood.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you think about it, blood is romantic. Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, yeah.
Jack and Rose, Titanic, sort of blood. People shed blood for people that they love, and it's a physical representation of ourselves, of our stories, and there's just, there's a lot to it.
I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but have you ever had, it's a new thing at spas, it's called a blood bath. And they fill up a bath with just gallons of blood. I think it's pig's blood. And you just get in that and sort of just... splash around. Oh,
Squeal.
It feels great.
It's great for your skin. It's really great because I do. They're called vampire facials, and nothing makes you your complexion just shine. Like
so wait, should I not be using these creams, these unnamed creams? Should I go for the vampire facial?
I absolutely think so.
If I pay Blood Love to just send me blood, I don't care what it is. Just send me the blood. You know, I don't even want to find somebody. I just want somebody.
You just want gallons of blood.
Yeah, can I set up a P.O. box?
No, we don't usually send the blood, like other people's blood, to you because we have to hold on to that ourselves. And we've got
Name your price.
We'll talk after about that. I can see what I can do.
Well, what's great about Blood Love is that I didn't have to do a lot to convince you to just give me some blood from one of your customers. That was very, very easy.
We want to accommodate everybody because, again, like it's all in the name of love. And who am I to sit here and stop you from finding love? And you know what, Dustin? Maybe your love is yourself. And if that means getting really beautiful skin, who am I to stand in the way?
What's great about it's just a vampire facial. You just and it's fun because, you take a picture and put it on the gram and just say, I just came back from a bloodbath. And people love it. People love it online. It's the new TikTok challenge. Just people cover themselves in blood and scream into the camera. And, man, it's going viral.
Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. And, again, you're investing in love. I mean, what better thing to invest in besides, like a racehorse, in my opinion. Other than that, love's the thing.
I do love some racehorses, though.
Oh, I know. And the returns on those babies are just... Oh. That's where I put my money is in racehorses and... certain types of real estate,
Yeah, or mix it all up. I mean, they say that blood helps, give that racehorse a bloodbath and let it race. That scared some people.
But anyways, yeah, it's so Dustin, if you're interested, I do have a CEO discount I could maybe shoot your way if you're interested.
Send it all. I want everything you've got.
You want all the blood.
Personally, Dustin, I think if you're going into this, I do think you need to be a little more picky just because there's a wide world out there and we've got 5 million members, and in order for you to really match with your right person, we need to know what you want.
Already I'm seeing a problem with your business. If you're successful, they're going to stop sending blood, right? Because they've already found their match.
The whole goal is that people don't want to use it. But thankfully, we do have a contract, of course, because we're, if there's medical things involved. And in that, it does say if you do find success, we take a percentage.
You get a cut.
A cut. Just a cut.
Just sort of a tax on the relationship throughout the rest of their life. You get a little bit of a chunk.
You could put it like that, sure. Yeah.
Wow. That seems like a lot of money.
Are you talking about money or what? Just a chunk of...
Just a cut.
You get a cut?
You did mention you were looking to have children, so I don't know what that quite means.
I don't... you can fill in the blanks on that one for yourself. Use your imagination. You guys know. You work in business, so you get it.
Fair enough. I mean, I always support that as a business plan, just in contract saying we get a cut. And when the specifics are asked, you just say, look, we get a cut, and we will get our cut. We will get what we're owed. No matter how many years it might take, we will start pounding on the door one late evening and say, oh, we've come for our cut. We've come for our pound of flesh.
But it's more of just making sure that they know for the rest of their lives that blood love, brought them together.
And you deserve what you're owed.
Constantly saying, hey, you're welcome.
So you said that you met your husband not through this service. How did you meet your perfect husband? If he's perfect for you?
Sure. We met in college. I was in a sorority. He was in a frat. He had a beer spilled on him that night and was really wasted, really drunk. And
it's romantic.
Really romantic. I was just there dancing and he just came up and, it was a very taxi cab moment where he just sort of grabbed me and started dancing. And, I didn't really have a choice.
You just kind of grabbed?
Just kind of grabbed me. And it was pretty great. And I had struggled meeting guys before and I just hadn't. Just something in the way he touched me that night, his hands, the firmness, not letting go.
Something out of a Disney movie.
There's a romantic, moment in there and a version of that.
You had trouble with love and you met your husband in college, which, how old were you?
I was 19.
Oh, you were 19. So you were having trouble finding just the right one when you were 19. You were in college. And then a man who was very, very drunk just started grabbing you. And you're like, this is my Prince Charming.
Yeah. It's funny. I did get married young. We lived in couples housing on campus, which was pretty neat.
Wow.
Pretty empty. But it's funny how relationships do change over time, and marriages.
I've heard it's work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's great though. I mean, like, I go to work, I come home, he's there, we go to bed, and then I wake up the next day, I go to work, I come home, and he's there. I mean, it's just...
I've always said, I mean, you know, I've had a couple marriages myself, and I always say, you know, love just always works as long as they're perfect.
That is true. That is true. And sometimes, you know, sometimes prenups do get in the way, but we work out of the house. I work out of the house. He works in the house.
What does he do in the house?
He is an avid model builder. So like for World War II scenes, you know, he's really he's currently working on one of Bergen-Belsen, which is pretty haunting. So yeah, he's actually trying to start a podcast for it as well. He wants a model building podcast, and yeah.
God.
Yikes.
He's happy. I'll put it that way. He
Jeez.
Yeah. It's yeah. But again, marriage is work. It's work. And but I still think we probably would have ended up together anyways. So.
Yeah, that sounds like something else.
Yeah. We are trying to have a child together, which is I think what we'll add some spark back into it.
I mean, yeah, no, that sounds good. Good to wrap this up.
If you guys have any more questions about dating apps and how they work,
I mean, I need help on my profile. I tell you that much. It's like a lot of pictures of squids.
Well, that's the thing is with me, you don't need a profile.
Right. It's all in the DNA.
It's all in the blood, and there's nothing stronger than blood.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Blitney, for joining the show. This has been very informative. This is Business Money Hacks. I'm Bridge Stewart.
I'm Dustin Taylor Hahn, and keep that bloodline going, I guess.